Okay, so when I add these together, I end up getting 3 minus 7, which is a negative 4. So that means that y is equal to negative 4, and I can fill in my vertex point. How does it open? Well, because of the a value, this is from the previous lesson, the a value is less than 0, so I know it opens down. And if it opens down, then that means it looks like this, so it means it has to have a maximum. And its maximum value is always the y value. It's how high it went or how low it was. So we just found that y value to be negative 4. Let me go ahead and show you this on a picture really fast. Here's my vertex. I know it's going to go down. This is a really fast sketch of this. So you can see that the maximum height is negative 4. The domain is all reals for all parabolas. And then by drawing the picture, it helps me see the range. The range, the highest point is negative 4. And so y is not bigger than negative 4. It's less than or equal to negative 4. Let's try another one of these problems. Let's go ahead and first use the formula, negative b all over 2a. So we're going to say that a is 1 and b is negative 4. Okay, so I'm going to have negative 4 all over 2 times 1. That gives me my axis of symmetry to be 4 over 2. So my axis of symmetry is 2. The vertex is 2 comma something. We can't figure that out until we plug that back in. You can figure out your y value. This is just another fancy name for y. This says y equals x squared plus negative 4x minus 10 or plus negative 10. We'll plug in 2 for my x. 2 squared is 4 plus negative 8 plus negative 10. That gives me an answer for y. Y is equal to negative 18 plus 4 is negative 14. So I'll take and put negative 14 in here. This, because my a is positive, this opens up, which means if it opens up, it has to have a minimum. You may want to do a quick sketch of your vertex. Two negative 14s way down here, so I know it's going to be going up. This is a minimum, so the minimum value would be negative 14. The domain is always all reals. And then the range, the lowest point that it is negative 14. And y, remember this is the lowest point, so y is bigger or equal to negative 14. Okay, looking at this next one here, I have x equals negative b all over 2a. Here's my a value. My b value is not there, so it's got to be 0. So we're going to have x equals 0 over 2 times 1/2. Well, that doesn't matter because 0 is still 0. So my axis of symmetry is 0. My vertex is 0 comma something. Remember, you get your y value by plugging 0 in. When you do that, you end up with 0 here, so y has to be 4. The a is positive. The a is positive, so it opens up. If it opens up, that means it's a minimum, lowest point. The minimum, I'll just sketch a little picture real quick. The minimum has to be 4. The domain is all reals. And then the range is the lowest point is 4 and it gets bigger from there. So y has to be greater than or equal to 4. In my last example, I'm not going to get through the entire thing, but I will go ahead and find the axis of symmetry using a fraction. So a is 1/4 and b is negative 2. So when I plug in negative b all over 2a, I'll have negative 2 all over 2 times 1/4. This gives me a positive 2 on top, and 2 times 1/4 gives me 1/2. 2 divided by 1/2. 2 divided by 1/2 is 2 times 2 over